Ah, Christianity. What do you think when you hear that? The loving embrace that one has for their neighbor? A shoulder to lean on when you're going through temptation? Brought to you by a horned man with a tail coming out his ass on some freak nasty freak hoe shit. Or perhaps you imagine a sea lion with extremities, spamming hard R from his room that reeks like toes and Kinder Buenos. If you guessed the latter, you are 100% correct. That person is a Christian. For the most part, Christianity is just a fallback for most people to fall back on when they realize that they're going straight to hell. Whereas they realize that if there is an afterlife, they're actually cooked. I'm talking about put in a frying pan. I'm talking about, you know that salmon you cooked earlier where you buttered it and it was just all hot and greasy and you saw it being cooked? I'm talking about toasted buns, please. Yeah, buddy, that's you when you die. And most people cannot take this fact that they lived a terrible life, and so they balance it with, I'm Christian. You just cheated on your girlfriend? That's okay. Jesus forgives. You can just apologize. I'm sorry. You just enslaved an entire alien race? It's okay. Jesus forgives. You apologized. I'm sorry. You just left church and the first thing you did was beat your meat 3 times in a row? It's okay. Jesus forgives. You're sorry, right? It's fine. Bitch, there ain't enough forgiveness in the world for your ass. You're done. And this is what I mean. A lot of people can't take this fact, right? If you look at your life, imagine your life. You're probably a piece of shit. If you're probably a piece of shit. I'm honestly, if we're being honest, you're a piece of shit. Now I want you to think about everybody else. We're gonna judge on this video. I know the Bible says don't judge. Buddy, that's not what's going here. I want you to imagine the most piece of shit you've ever encountered in your life. Think about how they lived their life, and then think about what they claim. It's Christianity, right? Yeah, it's definitely Christianity. But the thing about Christianity is that there is this man up in the sky who's going to forgive everything you do if you say sorry, and he's going to save you. So if you make 100,000 people feel bad, it's okay because he's going to save you because you said sorry. Now I want you to think about it. Where does that make sense at all? That makes no fucking sense. And what makes even less sense is that you can be aware that what you're doing is wrong, and then you can just keep doing more wrong, and then you can keep apologizing, and it'll be okay, right? And this isn't even to say that I necessarily don't believe in it. I'm like lukewarm, I guess you could say. Like I'm in the bath, but like the bath water is like, it's not even warm. Like it's in between that stage where it's like cold and kind of warm, where it doesn't even feel good because like the hot water has been sitting there for so long that it's just like you're just there. It's just water. You can't even describe the temperature. Like it's just temperature. Like that's where I am. Even if I were to say I was Christian, I would go outside, meet another Christian, and immediately try not to be. I don't want to be like you, basically. And then there's the cult-like recruitment strategy that they all employ for some reason. Now, here's my number one gripe with that. Imagine you wanted someone to, let's say it's a school, right? Imagine you wanted someone to attend your school. You wouldn't go into an office, go recruit 100 people, and then give them the voice line to say the exact same thing. And then when that person tries to fuck you off because like, why the fuck are you all sounding the exact same? You say, no. He saved me. Bitch, who are you? I don't know you. I don't care. Who are you? I was a real bad guy back in my day. I used to do all the shit. Okay, you used to do all the shit, right? So you want me to believe a former crackhead is what you're trying to say. Yeah, make that make sense. In what other scenario would I go up to a crackhead and say, teach me something? Why would I want to employ your advice here? That makes no sense. You have to have some type of charisma in order to be a teacher, right? Because like if you have the knowledge, you have to have the knowledge to pass on the knowledge. And about 99% of Christians don't have that. But this is supposed to be the one thing that you're supposed to, this is the most important thing in your life, right? So shouldn't there be like qualifications to this? I feel like the cult-like environment just doesn't work here. I'm sorry. And then there's a strategy of if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to hell. Okay, so you go up to this random person who doesn't believe in what you're saying, and then you lead with you're going to hell. Basically a threat, right? That person's not scared of hell because they don't believe in hell. Why in your mind did you think that was going to work? Are you dumb? If I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to hell. And I'm supposed to listen to the guy who did Z, Y, and X, but he's reformed, so he's not going to hell. He's cool to go to heaven when he found someone who was going to go, but then he pushed them further because they're not going to listen to anything he says, and now they're probably even further away from Christianity. So are you really going to heaven? Like, I want you to think about that. Does that even make sense? If you're a Christian and you try to convert other people to Christianity, but you push more people away from Christianity, doesn't that mean you go to hell? Because you're fucking it up. Like, you're fucking up the mission, right? That makes no sense. If there is a certain religion that you're supposed to follow, why is it that some people were just born into it? Like some people's parents just spawned in and like they were born with the right parents. So like of all the 1,000 religions out there, you were born into the right one, and so you're just good. And then other people just have to like take that to the chin and accept that there's this fake and then convert to you. Like that's the logic you bring. That's the logic a Christian brings. And if you disagree, it's fuck you, even though they can't even curse. So there's that. But coincidentally, you just got into the right religion, so you're good. Even though your whole fucking family's dumb. How does that work? You tell me.